everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, all the above. We are Binch Bros. We are a video game podcast where we talk about video games. We do three of our main tropes, which is shit on a game.
I do have to say, you said lazies and gentlemen.
Lazies. Whoopsies. Lazies and what's the opposite of lazy, right? It's go-getters, I guess.
Yeah.
Non-procrastinators. Welcome to our podcast. And now I said podcast wrong. But yeah, we're just a video game podcast. My name is Keo.
I'm Zayjun.
And sit back, relax, and take a nice cold one on us, because we're gonna be spilling our knowledge on gaming. Yeah.
Oh shit, there's so much good stuff happening right now, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, my favorite Guilty Gear character is coming out on, like, there's a free demo of the new Guilty Gear game with that character. I'm really pumped on that.
That's fighting, right?
It is a fighting game, yeah. But my yeah, it's a good series. I like Guilty Gear. But besides that, there's also something else. Oh yeah, Neo's DLC is coming out soon, right?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
No, we didn't. We talked about Nier's DLC.
Wait,
two different games.
Sorry.
Yeah, Neo, the Dark Souls alike.
Wow, I haven't heard anything else from that, to be honest. Like, I just remember when we talked about it.
Neither of us played Neo.
Brought it up. Yeah, no, we haven't.
But I have a feeling it's going to be on a lot of top 10 games of the year lists.
Yeah,
because people love Neo.
Yes.
It's it's one of those Dark Souls alikes that really did Dark Souls alike right.
Yeah.
Also,
I might want to pick it up later on.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up one day. Puyo Puyo Tetris looks really good.
Yeah.
I love me Tetris, and I always wanted to play Puyo Puyo Tetris, but I don't have a Switch. You have a Switch?
I do, but I literally my sibling. I'm still letting my siblings borrow it, and like I might let my friend borrow it because he wants to play Zelda as well.
Nice.
So
damn,
give everyone a chance to try
just
that.
Loaning out your game consoles.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
People I trust.
And it's like a new game console.
Yeah. I mean, it's portable, so like it's
yeah, I guess it is cool portable, huh?
Yeah.
That's intense. Yeah, I feel like I've loaned someone a PS2 once to use as a DVD player, like after the PS4 came out.
Oh my gosh.
So
interesting.
I traded a long time ago. I made a terrible trade in high school where I loaned someone my Super Nintendo and he loaned me his Xbox. And I never got my Super Nintendo back.
Oh, that sucks.
And yeah, in retrospect, the Super Nintendo was such a better console.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Than Xbox. Gross.
Yeah, it's gross. It's pretty bad. Damn, Super Nintendo.
Dude,
Man.
So what do you think of the Super Nintendo Mini Classic thing that's rumored?
Those are sold out now, right? Like they're not making anymore.
The NES Classic is sold out.
Yeah.
And they're not making anymore. But the scuttlebutt is that they're gonna be doing a Super Nintendo version, right?
I didn't know this.
Yeah, that was the news. So, or the rumors. So, I don't know. Personally, I have way more of a connection to the Super Nintendo than I do to the NES because I don't remember owning an NES. I remember playing NES games, and I remember people having NESs in my life, like family and stuff. But personally, I just didn't have an NES. I had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah. And
I really love Super Nintendo games. But obviously, the games that will be on it will be the... Mario. Yeah, it'll have Super Mario World for sure. It'll have... Metroid, I'm assuming. Super Metroid will be on it. Like games like that. It won't have weird games. Like it won't have like the port of Doom that I had with the red cartridge. It won't have What else was on Super Nintendo? Spawn, that weird Spawn game that I had.
It's a lot of like platformers, right?
Yeah, it won't have like Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
You know? like I had a lot of weird games on Super Nintendo, which that's the one thing about these classics that is kind of a bummer, because it's cool that they're going to be bringing all these classic games, but like at the same time, you will be missing some of the stuff that made your console ownership yours specially, right? Yeah. Like, you've owned consoles before this, like, new, like, you owned a Dreamcast, right? I'm sure you had a Dreamcast game that no one else knows.
Dreamcast. We had like the games that we mainly had were like
you didn't just have like Sonic and
we had Shenmue stuff. That's what we had, and we also had a friend that he allegedly got some free games, and he got it for us. So we played like some games on there, like Jet Grind Radio, and like what was the other one? Jet Grind Radio, and then it was I think Jet Set Radio was on it too. I think, or that was on Xbox, right?
Yeah, one of them were.
Yeah. But there was another one that we ended up playing as well. It might have been Sonic though. Like the
but you didn't have like. Did you have like Seaman or like I don't know, like Power Stone?
Power Stone, I remember. I do remember that. Oh, Crazy Taxi was another one that we ended up getting too.
What about Dynamite Cop?
Dynamite Cop does not sound familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's like these games that are not necessarily the big hitters, like it's like owning I don't know, Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness for PS4 in 20 years. You know what I mean? It's like like if they did a PS4 mini, they wouldn't bundle it with Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness. And I'm saying like for the Super Nintendo, there were all sorts of crazy games, and for any console, and it kind of makes it your own, right? It kind of becomes, I'm sure the PS2 is probably the biggest version of that, just because its game library is so humongous, like even games that have a huge following, I might not know anyone who's ever touched a copy of like, I don't know, Drakengard, like the Nier Automata, which came out this year, is in that franchise, but I've never played Drakengard. I don't know anyone who's played Drakengard.
Yeah.
I
might know of one now, only because I didn't know she like was into it before, but
Drakengard?
Yeah, apparently. Like I was meeting up with my friend that I haven't talked to in a bit, and she told me that she got Nier. I was like, oh cool, yeah, we did a podcast on that one time. And then she told me like, it's about it follows the game Drakengard that I played a while ago. I was like, what the heck?
Not Drakengard, Drakengard.
Drakengard.
But you know what's weird? In Japan it's called Dragoon.
Oh.
So it almost says dragon in it, but it doesn't. It never says dragon. But there are dragons in those games, so.
Yeah. But she was telling me that. I was like, what the hell? I don't know anyone else that knows that, like, information.
So here's a weird thing. Because of licensing, right? You're going to have these games that come out that are never going to get printed or sold again, right? Yeah. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom got taken off the stores a little while ago. Stuff like that, right? Yeah. And that always gets me thinking. I had this game on PlayStation 1, Tekken 3. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm sure everyone's heard of Tekken 3. Yeah. But it had this character in it, this unlockable character named Gon. And he was this tiny dinosaur who would fart and, generally was harder to hit because he's very short. Not a very balanced character, but very cool to have in your game. Just weird crossover. He's from a comic book, right? From a manga. A really cool manga. I recommend everyone check out Gone because it's silent, so there's no Japanese writing in it.
Interesting.
So it completely translates of any language. It's all visual comedy. Yeah. But that's where the character is from. And that character will never be in another Tekken game again because that was a licensing deal one time for Tekken 3. Which also means Tekken 3 is probably harder to come by Like, I don't even know if you can get Tekken 3 on the PSN store. I don't think you can. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder if you can actually.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think you can because it's got that
rarity.
Well, it's got the licensing thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's gone. Gone's the reason you can't play Tekken 3 on your PlayStation 3 or whatever.
So that one dude is the reason why I can't play my most favored fighting game.
Tekken 3 is probably one of my favorite fighting games. And I think that's the game that got me into fighting games. Yeah, because I liked Street Fighter and stuff, but like, I don't think I was good at it. And I liked Mortal Kombat, but I remember getting good at Tekken 3. Yeah. You know, as a kid, I remember obviously Eddie Gorder was super easy to be good at. And then after that, you know, I was like, I'm going to try out Brian Fury, you know, and I just like started loving the game. Every time you beat the game, you'd unlock a new character. And there was like, this is before DLC, there was like, I think there was like 20 characters you could unlock in that game. It was really cool.
Nice.
The cast got very big. But yeah, cool. Because of Gone, you can't play that game because of licensing. I think this game licensing thing is really weird. How like, like you could play it if you own a copy of Tekken 3, you know, but like, I don't know, you know, I owned it somewhere. I don't know where it is now. It's hard to, it's probably, how much do you think Tekken 3 costs right now?
If I were to guess, like for it was, you said PlayStation 2, right?
PlayStation 1, yeah.
I don't know. How to guess? $30, I guess.
So, I'm on eBay, right?
Yeah.
There's an import version that's $25. Okay. There's a pre-owned version which is for some reason only $12. That's really good. But this one says brand new, lowest price, $59.95.
Okay. All right. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of probably because of the whole licensing deal and the fact that it'll never come to PSN.
True. Yeah.
You know, and I mean that always makes me worried about games with licensing things like Mortal Kombat 10, right, with all its movie characters, or I don't know what's another, like any of those Telltale games that have like, you know, Marvel or Game of Thrones or whatever, you know, like all of that stuff's gonna be weird later down the line, I think. Yeah,
if it becomes the same Gone situation, and then eventually in the future they won't be like sold or like
right, because like if you're releasing Game of Thrones Telltales for the Nintendo Switch, do you have to make a new deal with HBO, you know, or like, I don't know, if it's not HBO, is it George R.R. Martin's, you know,
like just his permission for the whole Game of Thrones concept?
I don't know. Like Wolf Among Us is a big one, I remember, because Fables, the comic, you know. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works, but it is interesting to think about.
That's very scary for the future.
Do you want to? I have a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of game news I do want to talk about, but do you want to talk about Night in the Woods? Night in the Woods?
We could. I mean, did say
I don't really want to spoil that game for people or anything, you know, and I haven't finished it myself, but I mean, I have stuff I want to say about it. I think it's very worth talking about.
We could say like a few things, and I think saying a little bit of stuff in the beginning, I think would be okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically what I want to say is, all right, let's get into it, yeah?
Yeah. I just want to say I think everything's cute, first of all.
Like that style.
The art style, the characters, it's all really cute, and it all has its own like funny, like the writing in there too is very interesting too, because it kind of becomes, it's like real, but like it's like conversations like real, like college kids would use, like almost dark sense of humor, like it's in there.
Well, it's interesting. I think you're gonna lose a lot of that cuteness thing that you're feeling as you go into it, because it like stops mattering how they look. You know what I mean? You forget, like, it doesn't. May, you play as May. She's 20 years old. She's a college dropout, and she's a cat. But that part of her actually doesn't matter. Like, her being a cat B being an alligator,
Yeah.
Greg being a fox. Like none of that matters. You know what I mean? And it's more like, have you ever read Art Spiegelman's book Mouse?
I have not. No.
It's a really good book. It's about the Holocaust. It's a comic book, but everyone is depicted as animals.
Yeah.
Like the Jewish people are depicted as mice. The Nazis are depicted as cats. You know, different people are depicted as different animals. But like none of that. That's only surface level, you know, and you get over it really quickly, you know, and you stop seeing them as, you know, these representations, and you start seeing them as real people. And that's what Night in the Woods does really well. I think it's a very sad game. Like the tone of it is very sad and relatable and depressing. It's got this, you know, ennui, this unease, and just general. I don't want to say it's not apathetic and it's not cynical, but it's got sadness. You know, it's got growing up is painful.
Yeah,
and it focuses on that. And with May, and May is the thing is it's a really well written. I almost called it a book. It's a really well written video game. It feels like a book because there's not much playing in this game. That's one thing I do want to caution our listeners about. If you're expecting a platformer or something, like it looks like a platformer.
Yeah,
it's not really. It's like it's pretty
much like Telltale, right? Like a story based game, and like you pretty much just go through the story and making not so much like decisions or whatever.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, exactly. You're not really. It's more like Persona. Except without the dungeon crawling, right? You're not really making these decisions. You're kind of like following, like you do make some decisions and you get to choose what May says, but overall you don't get to really shape May. She is her own person, you know? And she's kind of, she makes me mad sometimes, you know? Sometimes she'll like put her foot in her mouth. Sometimes she'll like hurt people she cares about. Yeah. And sometimes she'll get hurt, you know? And then you learn more about her, and it's really easy to empathize with all of the characters. There's a real like diverse cast of all walks of life. There's, you know, people who are older, people who are her age, younger people. You get to see how like and they live in a small town. That's the big, like the premise of the game is May drops out of college. She goes back home. She has no goals in life and you don't know why she dropped out of college, but something affected her. You know, it's she's not sure of who she is right now, and she kind of seems to have gone home to find something comfortable, but everything's sort of changing, and it's like, you know, there's this sense of entropy, right? This decay. Everything's changing for the worse in her home, you know, like her parents are going through a hard time, her town's going through a hard time, you know, businesses are closing down that used to be there when she was growing up, you know, friends that she had have responsibilities that's slowly sapping their lives away, you know, and it's really real, it's real, you know, it's the sad like real look at you know, millennial life in, you know, post college, you know. And I don't know, the thing is I really like this game a lot. I really love this game a lot because of how strong I think all the writing elements and character elements and even the presentation is. But like it is one of those games that's like, I don't think, because I heard 8 hours, I'm gonna brush through it, you know, I'll like blast through it for the podcast. And I realized when I tried to do that, I didn't like it as much when I was like going as fast as I could, you know. Like that. I started noticing that too. I wanted to like digest some of it on my own terms, you know, like it's like you don't want to rush through that chapter to get to the next one in a book, you know. You don't want to do that in this game either. And I don't know how much things affect things or whatever. Like I spent so long, every okay, minor spoiler, but if you explore your town, you end up finding this old parade float that May liked as a kid, and it's been decommissioned and it's left in this storage warehouse thing, right? And you find it, and you find little rats living inside of it now. And May decides she's gonna bring the rats food, so you can go and steal a pretzel from that pretzel place underground. There's this like kind of river system that's defunct in the city. You can go there and you can steal a pretzel and feed it to the mice, and you can do that every day afterwards. And so I don't know if it gets you anything. I do that every time. Like every time I get a chance, like this, my schedule has become, leave my house. I probably have plans with Beatrice or Greg, but first things first, I'm gonna go to the church on the hill,
right?
Talk to Pastor K and I forget his name, the homeless man. Yeah. Talk to them, talk to my mom, then go steal a pretzel and feed it to the baby mice, and then go I always listen to Selmer's give her poetry reading, like if Mr. Chavosky's or whatever is up on his roof, I'm gonna go look for stars with him. Like I always do all of those things. I don't know if it matters in the story, but I really like it. And that's like where I think the game is best at. One thing I don't like about this game, to be honest, or I think is kind of it's an idea that I think they lean too heavy on. And I haven't beaten the game, so I don't know how it comes back into it or anything. Right. But she has these dreams at night that are these platforming sequences. Yeah. And after like the second one, I was kind of over him. I was like, I don't really want to play this part of the game where I'm searching for these like musician ghosts or whatever is happening. Like it's less interesting to me than hanging out with Beatrice and learning about what happened
in like her world, right?
Yeah, like
dream world.
Yeah. So who's your do you like any of the characters a lot? Because I like a lot of the characters.
I do like two characters that I haven't gone too far, so I don't think I'm anywhere near as close as you are. But I do like two characters in there. I like of her friends, and then I like her parents and everything. And I also do the same thing too, where I have like these weird like rituals I'm doing every day and every night, which is weird because for like some characters are like in her house in certain areas and certain times. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, whenever I go downstairs, and I always go to her mom and talk to her for some reason. I don't know why. I always talk to her too.
It's because it's great, and her mom's a really well written character. Yeah, like they're just like her mom and dad are such mom and dad. They're really, they feel like a mom and dad. Like I care about them. It's weird. Yeah, I care that May is a good daughter to them. Yeah. Does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean.
I really care about B, her childhood best friend, who, there's been a kind of a gap between May and B. Yeah. And she's, she's had to grow up in ways that May kind of rejected. Yeah. And that's causing a friction, that's causing pain between them. And I think that's a really sad, awesome exploration. I love delving into that stuff in stories, and I love being part of that in a story. I don't think there are many games like this. I think saying it's like Persona or Telltale is selling it short, because those games don't go into stuff like this. I can't think of a single game that's gone into stuff like this where it's just about like
real friction or emotional friction kind of.
It's about like growing up, right? And like the world will move on, and you'll be left behind if you don't catch up.
Right.
And that's sad. And that's like goes on, like, that's in every theme of the game. That's in her dreams, that's in her situation, but that's also like her town situation, and that's everyone in her town situation. And life is constantly moving forward, and it's not a good thing necessarily. It's not I don't think it's saying this is a terrible thing. It's just saying it's uncaring. There's this feeling of the world doesn't care, but I don't think the game doesn't care. I think that's the thing. That's not the vibe I'm getting from the game. I don't think it's saying like you should give up. I don't think it's this apathy. I don't think it has this viewpoint that's like that. I think it's because the characters are written as people who are worth caring about, and people who do care and do hope, and and like cry and struggle, and and things get really emotional throughout this game. And even though it posits a world that doesn't care, I don't think it's saying that it's a world not worth caring about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, man, I honestly, I don't have much else to say. There isn't much else to say about it. It's not like a complex game in terms of mechanics, or it's very good looking, like style wise. But like, honestly, I think, how much was it? $20? Less than $20?
It was 20.
$20?
It was like $19.99 if we want to be specific.
Yeah,
but
if that type of subject matter is interesting to people, like,
it's well worth the buy.
I haven't ever played a game like this. I've read books like this, I've seen movies like this, but I haven't played a game like this, and I think it's really cool to have a game like this. I think it being interactive, because I've never done this, but I think you could just go to bed every night.
That is something I am willing to explore.
I don't know if I want to, because I want her to grow. I want fulfillment for these characters. You don't want her to do the fear that she has, where she doesn't proceed on with life and just let it pass her by and everything, right? You want to talk to everybody. You want to build that relationship or whatever you can. There is a narrative. It's buried, but story is moving. Like, it's not just these characters. It's character focused for sure, but like as it goes on, there is like a mystery happens, right? And then you're trying to figure out the mystery. But I don't know how much of that is. Well, it's definitely not as interesting to me as the character stuff. That's my favorite part of the game, the character stuff. I love spending time with these characters and learning about them, and like seeing them through, like, seeing their truth,
right?
And this mystery is almost like, to be honest, like, I haven't figured out the mystery or anything yet, but like, I'm kind of like, hey, mystery, you're in the way of my character study, like, you're in the way of my character piece, like, mystery story, get out of here. So, but I don't know, maybe that'll, I'm not expecting much from it, but hopefully that's pretty good too. But but overall, I think everyone should support games like this if you're interested in them. If you're like, no gameplay at all, no thanks, not interested, that's totally acceptable, because there is none. Like, you're not really like, there's like a slight rhythm game for music sections, where you have jams, and that's kind of, it gets tougher, but like, it doesn't really matter if you fail them or not, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
it was pretty interesting when they introduced that too, because I messed up a lot in the first time I did it, and it was just really funny how the way how much they all did not appreciate me like, missing my shit.
I think that happened too with me. I think the first time I did it, I wasn't super great. I noticed them saying stuff about it. The second time it came up, I tried really hard, and I didn't get it perfectly, but I did way better.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, that was pretty good. And I was like, oh, cool, good. Like, you're recognizing it. Third time, the song that they played on the third time was very hard. I could not keep up with it at all. Yeah. And they were just like, they didn't even like sit there to insult me. They were just like, wow. Okay. So, wow, May, that was, and she's like, look, this is the first time I've heard this song, okay? They're like, yeah. They just, like, didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That's cute.
But yeah, excellent stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get back into game news.
Whoa. Game news.
Yeah.
What do you got for us? I actually pulled up a website and I'm just looking through, and I have found a few that looked interesting.
Well, first of all, I do want to talk about another game we were playing, which just kind of ties into game news.
Yes.
Which is Heroes of the Storm.
Yep.
If you play Heroes of the Storm right now, it's like this whole month, I think. They're doing this thing where you can get, if you're an Overwatch player, you can get stuff from Heroes of the Storm.
Nexus Challenge 2.
Yeah, and it's a free game. It's on PC, and so they showed screenshots of the costumes you could unlock for characters, and there's this really cool Diva skin, and this is also your second chance to get a Genji skin that was available previously.
Yes, I was honestly really excited to get that too, because like I missed my chance to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that skin isn't my favorite, but it's like, free skin, sure.
Yeah, that's really the thing. Like it's a decent skin and it's like free, so like why not?
Yeah. The thing is, it's like and the game's not that long. It's kind of an interesting idea. So they want you to play with your friends. That's like they're like that's the only way you can make any
like progress
headway
for like the quests.
Yeah,
to get the skins and stuff.
You have to play 5 games, like with your friend, and then the next week, which is today.
Yep.
Which, are you down after this?
Yes.
To do it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want that Diva skin.
I want it too.
But so you unlock these skins, or you unlock these. It's more than just a skin. You get a whole bunch of stuff for the game too. But you have to be playing with a friend, and I think that's interesting. I think they want you to make connections, like, because not everyone's gonna have a friend who has Blizzard anything.
Yeah.
But in order to get this stuff, you're gonna have to make a friend on Blizzard, on Blizz. What is it called? Battle.net.
Oh, Battle.net too. Yeah.
Yeah, and because you don't need Overwatch friends to do it, you just need Battle.net friends.
Yeah.
And then so that's really cool.
The most people that want to get. The reason why most people are going in now is to play or to get the skins.
Yeah. But I mean, like, but that's like, interesting, right? The first 2 weeks are going to be the skins.
Yeah.
Next weeks are going to be other stuff like sprays and stuff like that.
Let me look that up, but yeah, it's good.
I think it's like a player icon for the 4th week or something.
No, the 4th week you get loot boxes, 10 loot boxes.
Get out! 10 Overwatch loot boxes?
10 Overwatch loot boxes and 10 Heroes of the Storm boxes as well.
See, I'm kind of bummed out though, because Overwatch's event Uprising ended, right?
It's going, and I think it's actually still going on today.
Yeah, but it's going to end before those
tomorrow,
10. I think it's going to end before those 10 loot boxes come out.
Let me look this up, but yeah, continue.
I want those Overwatch like skins,
I know
and they're going to be gone.
I know what you mean. I actually ended up buying like 50, and I got all of them. Luckily.
Oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's that. That game, Heroes of the Storm, that we played. That was my first time playing it. It's pretty alright. It's it made me want to play Diablo a lot, so I downloaded Diablo afterwards.
Yeah, I actually ended up getting Diablo because like I just wanted to. I'm getting it ready for like
yeah, we should play it sometime.
For Necromancer. Yeah. I don't know how it works because like I made a character right now and it said, okay, cool. I had to pick between like hero, something else, and then season and season veteran or whatever. And I guess
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either, but I had to choose between those. And apparently the character I made is only a seasons character, so I can only play with other season players or whatever.
What?
I don't know. I think there's like some sort of ranking system in Diablo 3. Which is
the thing about Diablo 3 is it's really easy to level up your character anyway. Like, you can go from vanilla to 0 to 70 in like an hour or two, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a hard game to like power level.
It's very easy, but still fun. Like
it's very
crazy.
fun. Yeah.
It's crazy how good it is.
I'll play with Diablo with you though. I really want to. I have this wizard. Here's a Storm. I was playing the wizard character from Diablo because the premise of the game is you play as Blizzard characters from across your universes, and it's a MOBA. Yep. It's kind of a boring MOBA. I don't know. I don't know if it's like I haven't really played WoW or League of Legends or Dota.
Honestly, it plays similar to,
but it's like simpler, right?
Like maps and stuff. It is definitely simpler. Like everyone in Hero of the Storms is pretty much based. Like everyone's XP is like it's not individual. It's everyone levels up. The whole team is a team. It goes up by team levels, right. And so people have to like make sure that all lanes are like being occupied by a person to soak XP. This is also called soaking, pretty much. So I gotta go soak top because no one's up top. But yeah, but that makes it simple because that means that like that someone doesn't have to have a certain amount of creeps to like level up and stuff, and there's no like gold, so you don't have to buy items, which in League of Legends makes it harder because not only do you have to know like the characters, you have to know like what items to buy with those characters, and there's items that counter other characters that you need to think about, and they just got rid of that completely, and now they have like this whole what are they called, talents to increase your characters' abilities, which kind of goes in the same with like Diablo too. So
yeah, I'm thankful for the simplicity of Heroes of the Storm, but yeah, just because it's like makes it much easier to unlock my Overwatch skins. Yeah, but it's definitely not a game I see myself playing otherwise.
Yeah. It's definitely
not.
It's definitely. I don't know. This game definitely caters to people that like play like
it makes before. It makes me kind of very upset and sad to see that MOBAs have taken over the RTS genre. Because real-time strategy was a genre I really liked back in the 90s and 2000s, right? So I
liked StarCraft, right?
Yeah, and StarCraft, called all the Command & Conquer games, Homeworld.
Like Red Alert, right? That was another one, right?
Yeah, Red Alert's a Command & Conquer spinoff.
Yeah.
These were such good games, and they don't come out that much anymore. Like Halo Wars came out recently. That's an RTS, but like nowadays you have MOBAs taking up that what do you call it?
That pretty much that whole genre, right? The RTS genre.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty much MOBA. Well, I mean, it came from a RTS, right? Because like Warcraft.
Yeah, Warcraft 3.
Three.
Yeah.
It became a mod, and then Defense of the Ancients, the Dota. Who keeps ringing my doorbell? Oh my god! Did you hear that?
I didn't hear your doorbell.
Okay, they're gonna have to wait. Hopefully, it's. I actually think it's our friends from our realm.
Do you need to go get the door and let them in?
If Justin's there, he has the key. But if they ring the doorbell one more time, we're gonna have to take a momentary break.
Okay.
But. No, I like how the MOBA pretty much is. I don't like. It came from Warcraft 3, right?
Yeah. So I'm saying I'm sad by it. You know, it's like, I mean, I guess it's like anything like that gets replaced, like, because genres usually don't get replaced. You know, you still have first-person shooters, you still have third-person shooters, you still have fighting games, you still have racing games, you still have. You know, these genres generally, they're specialized genres sometimes like fall to the side, like rhythm games, I guess. But like, I don't see rhythm games getting replaced by anything.
Right. Until there's like a mod for some reason. But like,
but I mean, what could it be?
It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, but RTSs for some reason are kind of like, I mean, they're not going away completely, but the proliferation of MOBAs has kind of pushed out RTSs, and that makes me kind of sad because
there's not going to be. It doesn't seem like there's a profit into making like an RTS, right?
I like sending out resource units to gather Vespine gas while I build, a barracks and like get a bunch of soldier fire bugs or whatever, fire bats.
Yeah, because you don't see anyone else besides Blizzard making like another RTS, right? Like the latest one that I can remember is like StarCraft 2, but that's obviously Blizzard.
Well, Halo Wars 2 came out after that, but it's not supposed to be super good.
Yeah.
Turn-based strategy seems to be making a comeback though.
Yeah.
Because there was
Persona, right?
Well, that's not a strategy game, that's an RPG, but there's like XCOM. XCOM is a turn-based strategy. There's Banner Saga, right? That's a turn-based strategy game.
Right.
These tactics games, which I didn't play too much of these tactics games, so
yeah,
I don't really have a huge love for that. I mean, I guess there are maybe an RTS, instead of looking at it something closer to like a shooter or like a fighting game, maybe we should look at it more like a specialized thing, like kind of like immersive sims, right?
Yeah.
So immersive sims, that's like a very specialized version of the first person RPG, right? Like, so Deus Ex, Dishonored, BioShock, System Shock, these are immersive sims, okay? That I could see phasing out.
Right.
Just because it's so specialized, I could see people not playing those games as much as time goes on. Although, I mean, maybe that won't be the case because they've been doing all right in the recent years. Dishonored 2 came out.
Yeah.
Followed shortly by, or maybe before, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I don't remember which one was first. They both came out recently.
Either. Yeah.
Prey's coming out. Prey's demo just hit the store today.
I need to pick
yesterday?
that up. I want to give it a shot. Dude.
Yeah, it's like it's the first hour of the game, I think.
Yeah. I forgot there was another thing that was coming out that my friend ended up pre-ordering, which is which I didn't even know. I didn't even know about it. It's a Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
We talked about it, I think.
We didn't get to talk about it because last time we recorded was before they announced it or before it leaked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously the knee jerk that people are having probably is Battlefield went World War I, so Call of Duty's going World War II.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to be the case.
That did not even correlate with me, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case because obviously these games are humongous and they take so long to make, and Call of Duty World War II is probably coming out this year, so like there's no way they started it after Battlefield 1 was being released. But
didn't Call of Duty do World War One anyways? There wasn't that.
They didn't do World War One. They did World War II, and before World at War, it was also World War II. For Call of Duty was World War II. Call of Duty 2 was also World War II. Call of Duty 3 World at War is also World War II.
Okay.
And then Call of Duty 4 was the first one to become Modern Warfare.
Okay.
And then since then, they've only done modern stuff until now, where they're going back to World War II.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I don't have much on it. Okay. So this is the only knowledge I have of it.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's me looking at a video, which I don't have. I'm not listening to the audio to because I'm playing like whatever.
I do have knowledge about Call of Duty.
Okay.
Because I was really into the Medal of Honor series way back in the day, okay?
I remember
that. Yeah, Medal of Honor was a PlayStation game. PlayStation 1. It was a first-person shooter in World War One. World War II. Right. Oh my God! All these numbers that we're going to be saying is going to very confuse. Okay. Medal of Honor 2 was another PlayStation 1 game where you played as a female French resistance fighter, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also PlayStation 1. Then they had this awesome game, like one of the coolest first-person shooters like ever. I love this game. It was called Medal of Honor Allied Assault, right?
Yes.
It was released for the PC and it was it's very iconic, right? Because Saving Private Ryan had come out, so everyone remembered the D-Day, the Normandy beach landing battle. Yeah. That was like in everyone's mind, and you got to play that battle from the perspective of the soldiers, that were landing on the beach. So you got to play that in Allied Assault. That was the first level. Very iconic.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from that too as well.
That game is a fantastic first-person shooter, and that game was made by the men who worked on that game. Oh my gosh, I'm Vince something and something. Dang it, I can't remember their name.
Nice.
Something and Zampella. Anyway, those two men ended up forming they were the leads on Infinity Ward, which is this studio that made Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay, so they...
Vince Zampella?
Yeah, Vince Zampella and
Jason
someone else.
West.
Jason West. Yeah, West and Zampella, yeah. They created they were leading Infinity Ward, and they created the modern first-person shooter with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and so that's why. And Modern Warfare is a great game. That's a really good game. Yeah. So they knew exactly what they were doing, and then they worked on that for a while, and they broke off from Activision. There was this big lawsuit a few years ago, and they ended up forming Respawn, which created Titanfall.
Yes.
And Titanfall is also a great shooter. Yeah. And so these guys know shooters. But that's my brief, probably faulty, with holes all over it, history of Call of Duty.
Right.
Just because, I don't know, I'm interested in video games, so I know about these things. But that's what I know about it. And
that's more than me. So I mean, you're streets ahead from me. So.
But here's okay. So World War II is coming out, Yeah. And the cool thing about it is, for a while now, Call of Duty has been kind of become the spectacle game where it's like the first person, the story mode, the campaigns have been this very spectacle focused stuff. You know what I mean? Like huge explosions. Oh, this this building's blowing up. This, it's like a summer blockbuster movie. Right. Very expensive campaigns with all sorts of stuff happening. And it kept getting bigger and bigger, and it got very crazy. And the last one, you're flying spaceships and stuff. Great, all fun, whatever. World War II is going back to kind of a more grounded route thing. Mm-hmm. So
no jetpacks.
Well, check this out. No regenerating health.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, and no, you're not picking up med packs. You have to call in. You have to call your friend who's a medic to patch you up if you get hurt.
Cool.
Like you have a squad. I think it's gonna be about this squad. I think it's gonna be very like Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan, that sort of vibe.
What are we saying? Like calling a friend though? Are we talking about like throwing out a bandage or like?
I don't know. I don't really know how it works yet. I'm assuming there's gonna be like a. Like, you know how, like, if you move your D-pad around, you might, like, switch weapons or grenades and like, equipment or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because you're not going to have all that stuff. It's going to be, like, you hold that button to issue squad commands or something. I think it's going to be much more like...
Battlefield?
Not necessarily. More... I think the pacing's going to be different. I don't think you're going to be this one-man army this time. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be...
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't think that's the vibe they want. I'm pretty sure they want to go away from, just shoot and kill all the enemies. Maybe you're going to have to sneak behind enemy lines and stuff. It's all going to take place in the European theater. I know that much. And I don't know. You're this... I know you're like a 19-year-old or 18-year-old boy from Texas. Who's recruited in the war, and
youngin.
Yeah, and I think that's the game, and that sounds cool. That sounds all good. I don't know. I'm not like super pumped on it just because I haven't been pumped on a Call of Duty game, and I don't know. Like I like the last one. I'll probably play this one sometime, but like I'm not like raw. I can't wait. But
you need a pre-order.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna pre-order.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, maybe they'll. No, I'm not gonna pre-order. But multiplayer, right? So here's a cool thing. I had a problem with this, and I had an argument with someone about Battlefield 1's multiplayer. I was like, you can't be a female soldier in Battlefield 1. These games have let you be female soldiers. And someone said, well, it's not realistic. You know,
Right.
And I was like, yeah, because
become soldiers or whatever, right?
okay, first of all, I'm sure I can find, you know, contrary like evidence anyway of people fighting who are female.
Right.
Second of all, Battlefield's not realistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like you can like bail out of a Zeppelin that's crashing, you know, that's not realistic, you know. Like I don't care. But in Call of Duty World War II multiplayer, you can be female soldiers. And I think that's very cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, and I would have been upset if you couldn't be a female, just because Medal of Honor 2, the main character of that game was a lady.
Right.
And I thought that was really cool as a kid. Seeing that, I was like, whoa, like this like woman soldier in World War II. That's cool.
Usually whenever you see like war stuff, it's usually you would assume like a man. The main character would be a man, right?
What was really cool at the time for me, it kind of blew my mind, was it was a first-person game.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter like what you looked like, because you're never going to see yourself.
Yeah. Yet,
like, you know, the cover art had this lady. Yeah. You know, like the game story, you were this lady, this female resistance fighter in France. And I was like, that is very cool. Like, I don't know. It's like, especially because you don't get to see yourself, and it didn't like, it was just like a choice they made. You know, they wanted, it didn't mean anything other than the choice. It wasn't like Lara Croft or something where like, you know, she became like a sex symbol, right? Lara Croft. She became this like, you know, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense why there's a financial reason why they use Lara Croft, you know, instead of, I don't know, some male version of Lara Croft, Nathan Drake, you know, or something.
Right.
But like, it wasn't that. It was this just this genuine, cool idea, and I thought it was badass. And I think it's pretty badass that you can still play lady in Call of Duty. Yeah. I think they've always done that pretty well. I like that about Call of Duty over Battlefield 1, I guess. I don't know. I haven't played Battlefield 1, but can you play as a woman, Kyo, in multiplayer in Battlefield 1?
Battlefield 1? Yes. Hold on.
Wait, you can?
Hold on. Let me see.
I know you can in one of the story campaigns.
I can't remember the customizations right now because I hardly ever bothered with that because I just played the game. Shit. I think you can. I think you're wrong, but I don't know because I don't own the game.
I
might be wrong, but yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can. I mean, I could check. I still have it in my PS4, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, that makes me not want to play the game. It seriously doesn't. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Just something about the idea of a multiplayer game where you're customizing yourself and they don't let you customize your gender. I don't know why that bugs me so.
I know. I was gonna say, is it like an equality thing with you, or is it just like you just want to like just play as a female? Like,
no, I mean, I think it is like definitely part of it's like a social justice warrior, you know.
Right.
But like, I don't know if that's it. I'm like thinking about it. It's like, I think it's because it's there's no point not to. I mean,
right.
Does that make sense? Like, it's not. You can't argue realism. Maybe you can. I don't know. Whatever. Like, female, there's never, like, you know, none of the Star Wars movies until episode 7 had a female stormtrooper.
Right.
Yet Battlefront lets you be a female stormtrooper. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, it is like I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can, like, mess with your race and stuff in Battlefield. Can you?
Again, I'm not sure.
I don't know if you can make your avatar. Okay, there was this game that came out, right?
Yeah.
The Technomancer, I think it was called.
Yes.
And I remember looking it up.
I've seen this many times whenever I go to GameStop. I'm always tempted to get it for some reason.
Well, Spiders made it, so you shouldn't get it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being mean.
What a quick one.
No, they've made some games that some people like. Okay. You know, but I always wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to kind of pick up what is it, Bound by Flame, but I never did. But anyway, what I was gonna say about Technomancer, and for some reason really turned me off about this game, was it gives you, it's one of those RPGs where you can create your character, right? And you can like have dialogue choices and all sorts of crap like that, right?
Yeah.
But like you can only be a dude. And I remember thinking like why?
Why?
Yeah, it's not like I'm Geralt. Like I don't. I'm fine with it in The Witcher 3 that I can't play as a lady. I'm playing as Geralt.
Yeah,
his character with his own everything. You know.
I see.
Like,
So if you're ever playing like a no, but not a main character that hasn't have established like dialogue or relationship with anyone, why are you like? Why are you stuck with like a single gender or race or whatever, right? Yeah,
and it kind of bugs me less in Persona even because it's like that character he's not developed, but he has a style, like a look and style, and sometimes they'll add in like a female. They've done it before, like a female main character, and that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a franchise that at least like has done that, you know.
Yeah.
The Witcher, I'm totally cool with being Geralt. You know, if I'm playing Uncharted or something, I don't mind being Nathan Drake. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have to always be a lady, but I do like the option. It'd be like, especially in a multiplayer shooter where you get to create your own avatar.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. Or a RPG. Like if Mass Effect made me only a dude, I would be upset with that probably. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't really have any big, deep meaning behind it. I just think it's kind of lame. Yeah. Does that make sense? I'm not like fighting against it. I'm not rallying. I don't care. I'm not asking for a boycott. I really don't care. Yeah. Like, it's just like, it's a feature that would get me more excited personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just know that much. Just like if it allowed me to make my race, different or something, I like that too. Yeah. I like being able to just change that. Honestly, that's another reason why Neo, not necessarily Neo bugs me, but because he is his own character. Yeah. William, whatever. But because I'm so used to Dark Souls, letting me change.
You could change. You could be like anybody.
Yeah. So the fact that Neo, you could be Shrek. So the fact that Neo doesn't let me be Shrek and like only lets me be this one guy, even though it's its own game, it has nothing to do with Dark Souls. It's just some sort of prejudice that's ingrained within me. Yeah. And I have to get over. Yeah. I mean, maybe if William was way more interesting looking than he seems to me, maybe he feels super cool. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I'm on board. I want to play this super cool guy. Yeah. But he doesn't seem that cool. Yeah. He seems whatever. So
just like plain Jane.
Yeah. So I don't, there's nothing that gets me more excited about that than the fact, like, I remember when I picked up Bloodborne, I was like, I'm going to be this like crazy lady who wears a top hat and, has a whip. Yeah. Like crazy red hair. Yeah. And like love that idea. That visual set in so early.
I think it's like I could see that. Yeah, that's like a creative like customization you could do, and it's like you just have that freedom and that option to do it. I think that's a thing. And I could see your point for that too as well.
Well, I mean, like Overwatch, right? Like in Overwatch, you have these characters that you're playing as. Yeah. So you can't customize them really. I mean, you can put different skins on them
too, because they already have like a story behind them as well.
Exactly, right? And I'm totally cool with that. I don't, and there's dudes I play in Overwatch all the like. I'll choose to play Roadhog over Symmetra, and like Symmetra's a lady, Roadhog's a man. Yeah, but like I like Roadhog better than Symmetra personally. Is like the way, and like So I'll choose them every time. I'll choose Zenyatta over Mercy every time. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I think it's fighting games are like that too. Like there's fighting game characters. It doesn't. I think if they give you the option, I'm totally all right with it. Yeah. If they don't give you the option, you have to justify it with a really cool character, right? Or a slightly cool character even. Like I don't know. Like Nathan Drake doesn't bother me, but for some reason, William from Neo does bother me. I don't know why. Nathan Drake's pretty generic. I think his voice acting's really good. Maybe that's it. You know, the acting for Nathan Drake's really good. Maybe that's why I don't mind him. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think it is?
I've seen a few things from Neo, and the acting on there is not. There is like scenes, right? I can't remember now. I literally just
like cutscenes.
Yeah, there were some, right?
Neo.
Yeah, Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The samurai game, the Samurai Dark Souls game. Yeah, there's cutscenes.
I remember that meme. I think I remember that being pretty plain.
Oh, yeah. No, nothing about them interested me at all.
Yeah.
I was like, but the combat is very interesting.
Yeah,
the gameplay I saw of that game, I was like, ooh, this game looks really cool. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't like the main guy. I'll get it some other time.
Yeah, like there's a weapon in there. Just real quick, the chain kunai, I think was, and I thought that was pretty cool. But
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You know what's really cool about Neo?
What's that?
Arrows, shooting people in the head with arrows does a ton of damage.
Nice. So headshot
like you could headshot kill people.
Cool. Like I like that.
Dark Souls isn't like
no.
You shoot someone in the head with an arrow in Dark Souls and they're like, ooh.
It's the same as hitting in the body.
Yeah, so you might as well go up and swing your sword at them because it's going to do way more damage. And you're just like, damn it. I know that I think switching to shoot from your arrow is way more responsive in Neo. You know, in Dark Souls, you have to like aim down your arrow.
Yeah,
and it's just like awkward. Like it's not.
It's
good.
It becomes not Dark Souls when that happens.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
a different game.
Honestly, they should have changed that by Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
the way arrows worked.
Yeah,
they should have. They didn't, and they kept it in Dark Souls 3. They of. Yeah,
that sucks.
Didn't they?
I don't know. I haven't picked up an arrow in Dark Souls 3 yet, so
yeah, it's the same shitty system of like
it
this
zooms into your like first person. Yeah,
but it's like awkward and like I don't know. It's bad. I don't like the way range weapons work in those games ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. It's crazy.
we were talking about like freaking customizations and reasons of gender locking things, but I think we're over that. We gone through that therapy session, so that was great. I'm glad you came here this week to talk about that today, June.
Yeah. Speaking of that, which leads into another thing I did want to bring up.
Yeah, what's up?
Prey has a character that you're stuck with, right? Prey has a character that you're playing as.
Really?
The name is Morgan Yu. Yeah, you have to be Morgan Yu. And they have their story, but it does let you choose your gender, which is very interesting. So you can be Morgan Yu as a man or Morgan Yu as a woman.
Cool.
I was like, that's kind of cool. Like,
yeah,
you don't see that too often, but that's cool too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because like Yu has a story to her.
Yeah, and it's
him.
And I don't know. I think that's kind of clever. Morgan's a very gender neutral name.
Yep.
There's
Morgan
Freeman. Morgan Freeman. There's females that are Morgan.
Morgan Ryder. I don't know if that's an actual
I don't know if
person,
that's a name. But I don't know. I think that's kind of a neat thing when they do that. What else did that? There was Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
You got to choose to be either Sarah or Scott Ryder. Mm-hmm. And but they were twins. Yeah. So the one you didn't choose would still be in the game.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of interesting. The Morgan Yu thing, I think, is a little better.
Speaking of Andromeda, apparently it's going to be on sale on May the 4th. And it's going to be like $20 off.
You want to try that again?
I was hiccuping the whole
Why don't you try that one more time?
Yeah, no, the freaking Andromeda is going to be on sale for May 4th.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be on.
Do you think it's a Star Wars related thing because they like Star Wars?
I think so. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
because Star Wars is totally an inspiration to Mass Effect. Obviously, it's an inspiration to so much sci-fi.
Yeah,
May the 4th. That's really cool. I don't know if I could still recommend that. I don't know if I can recommend that game yet.
I mean, you say it's like, does it have to do with like space and stuff? Yes, but there's also some other ones that are on sale, like Madden NFL 2017 Standard Edition.
Wait, what is a sale?
I don't know. It's just these
It's
are
like
just
an
things
EA
that are gonna-
sale or a PlayStation sale or what?
I'm not sure. Oh, celebrate NFL draft. Okay, never mind. I'm looking at the this page on Polygon, and like they're saying what's on sale on May the 4th, and I guess there's some descriptions on why they're being sold. I guess.
Are you gonna get the Prey demo?
Yes, I'm actually gonna download it once we're done here.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I was talking to Timmy about this recently because Timmy is like, "Hey, you should get the Prey demo," and you know, I mean, I'll probably get the Prey demo.
Yeah,
But I think as the years have gone, like I loved the original Deus Ex. Okay, Warren Spector's game, loved it.
Loved it.
I really like Deus Ex Human Revolution, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, this game's great. I like immersive sims. I like the freedom that they give you. I like how neat, like how you can get nitty gritty into everything, you know, as much as you want, or you can just like, you know, zoom out and go do the big things. Love that. Never liked BioShock. Just couldn't.
Right.
BioShock Infinite is way less of an immersive sim. That's more like just a lame first person shooter. That sucks too. Yeah. Sorry, controversy alert. So you doesn't like either of the BioShock games. Oh yeah, sorry, there was a second one in there in the middle too. Didn't play that one.
That one was shit, to be honest. I didn't like that one either.
You know what? No opinion, never even, no interest. So like, you know, BioShock. Then Dishonored came out, right? And I kind of missed a boat on Dishonored, the first one, you know?
Yeah.
And then Dishonored 2 came out. And I was like, I really like Deus Ex. I really like immersive sims. I gotta play Dishonored 2. Started playing Dishonored 2, and I realized, oh, I don't like immersive sims. I just like Deus Ex. Like, I think that's the thing I come to realize.
Like the feel of Deus Ex a lot more.
I just like, I never played I never played Mankind Divided. Yeah. Because, like, all these other immersive sims kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah. Like, now I'm afraid to play Mankind Divided because, like, well, first of all, I hear there's a lot of bullshit with that game. But second of all, like,
what if it just becomes like another like?
Well, what if me disliking BioShock and Dishonored and all that shit?
Yeah.
Like, what if that like bleeds into my like of Deus Ex, and I don't like Deus Ex games anymore?
Right.
That would bum me out.
Yeah, that would suck.
Because I like Deus Ex games,
so
but
now
like
you're discouraged to download the Prey demo.
No, I. Part of me doesn't want to do it. Part of me thinks it's gonna be a waste of time because I'm not gonna like it. Right. But part of me is interested because it's a horror. There's a horror element to it. I like horror.
It is interesting.
I like horror a lot. I like first person horror. I like you know, I like games that people don't like. Alien Isolation, right? That game was like controversial. Yeah. Like people were like, oh, this game, or not controversial, divisive, and I liked it. I didn't beat it, but so I wasn't clearly that interested in it, but I was interested enough to play like 8 hours into it or whatever, like I played it for a while. I didn't like Outlast, but that's just because I was let down by Outlast. I thought it'd be like so much better than it was. I like these first person horror games, and Prey, as much as it is an immersive sim, it does seem to have this horror element, which I am interested in. So maybe I'll like the demo. I don't know. It's giving me like, I just gotta remove myself from the first person immersive sim thing and just think of it as like Dead Space or something, just like another horror game.
Yeah.
And then maybe the systems of like, I don't know. Is there stats in Prey?
I don't know. I didn't look into it, but I just not know that I want to try it out, but I just know that it's.
I'll be kind of interested if there isn't. Like how in like Dishonored and Deus Ex and stuff like that, how there's these like skill trees that you get, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna spec myself out this way or this way.
Honestly, because it's Bethesda, I feel like there might be some stats involved, but it might be like skill trait stuff.
Well, it's Arcane. Bethesda's just a publisher.
Oh, fuck.
Because Bethesda published like Wolfenstein and Doom. Those games aren't about stats.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, so I mean, it's just Arcane's game, but Arcane did do Dishonored.
Yeah,
That's,
they did.
They're what they're known for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I might just like it because of the stealth, though. Is because that's the fact of the thing.
So there is a thing I do like about the game a lot, which is there's a power you get where you can turn into anything. I think that's pretty great. Like, you can turn yourself into a coffee cup.
Yeah.
And then, like, go through areas that, like, you can't go through, but a coffee cup could.
Yeah. It honestly reminds, just thinking about that, just always reminds me of like Gary's mod game, Prop Hunt. And that's all I think about every time I see that. So it just
so what is that?
Basically, it's like a multiplayer, like it could be like 4-on-4 or like 2v2 or whatever. But pretty much like it's like hide and seek. Basically, there are people that hide and people that seek. The people that are seeking will have their eyes closed for like 30 seconds or their screen black for a bit. And the ones that are hiding, they can pick up objects and they'll become that object. And all they have to do is just not move and stuff. Yeah, it's
that's really fun.
Yeah, that's that's what it always reminds me of. So I'm like, that's kind of
you know what that game would be really fun in?
What's that? Overwatch?
VR.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Picture that. And then like you can't move your head or else it'll move the thing.
Yeah.
So you'll have to be looking directly ahead.
You literally have to be like standing still and shit.
Yeah. And and if you start like moving around,
that's cool. Yeah.
They'll see you. That would be so fun.
Yeah. It's
Keo, you have a PlayStation VR.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. What's going on?
Dude, I haven't the issue with this PlayStation VR is that for one thing, it doesn't work well for the area in which I already play my PS4, which is in my room.
So you have to like mess with setting it up and stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. And then like it'd be much better if I had it downstairs. So I pretty much moved everything downstairs, and I would eventually like move my PS4 down there if I wanted to. But there's just a whole bunch of issues. So like it's the fact that I don't want to bring it down and plug it in and shit, just go through that whole calibration bullshit. And then the other thing is that like there's already not a lot of games out for it that are worth getting that I want to like try out or whatever. It is really fucking cool. It is awesome. It's not as great as like the HTC Vive and like even like the Oculus Rift, but it's still cool to like go into a world and just you could feel like you're in there and whatever. But
now correct me if I'm wrong.
What's that?
If there was a game that was so cool that you really wanted to play, you would take the effort to bring your PlayStation 4 downstairs and go through all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Cause like, I mean, I wanted to play what do I want to play? Like Shadow of Mordor or some bullshit. But like I wanted to play it.
What the heck?
No. What I'm trying to say is
I see what you're saying.
I wanted to play this game. That's a terrible example. Okay, here's a better example. I bought a Wii U because Bayonetta 2 was an exclusive for the Wii U.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I bought a video game console for a video game.
Yes.
Right. Took my time setting it up and loading up all the bullshit, software updates and garbage that you have to do when you get a new console.
Right.
By the way, how was that on the Switch? Was that super annoying? Or was that...
No, actually it wasn't. I mean, like, there was only like one update so far, I think, because it just came out. They haven't released too many updates, so like it didn't take that long, really.
Dope. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, anyway, I had to go through all that garbage.
Yeah.
But I was willing to because I was super interested in the game I wanted to play.
Right.
Now, is there a VR game like that?
Nope. Nope. Not really.
Is there any in the horizon that you see?
You know what? No, I don't.
Really? Is Superhot ever coming out on PSVR?
If Superhot comes out, then yes. For PS4.
That game, like, I want to get that on my PC. I don't even have VR. I want to get that, like, regular even. I was like, that game looks so cool.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, dude, it's like, it's hard to tell because, like, VR is still super new to, like, our world. And, like, it's hard to, like...
Tell that to the Virtua Boy.
I guess, but like it's just hard to like find like an original that is like worth getting something.
Star Trek VR came out, right?
It's coming out, I think.
Or it's coming out?
I think it's
Yeah.
actually coming out this month.
I've seen some people play that on like YouTube channels or whatever.
Yeah, I did as well, and I think it's super cool.
Oh, you played it?
I watched someone.
Oh, okay. I was
Yes.
like, oh, that's rad.
But I think it's cool because I think it's cool, and I think it's not cool only because of the fact I haven't watched a Star Trek episode in my life. I want to now because I've seen these videos.
Star Trek's cool.
Yeah, and
Well, why don't you just watch like anything Star Trek? Just watch one episode of like Next Generation or one of the movies or whatever, just to get the idea of what it's simulating, right? Because it's simulating like, you know, the different position, like premise in a nutshell. Starship takes many people to operate.
Yes.
Right. So you have the captain who gives orders. You have the engineer who does the engine stuff or whatever. Right. You have the
pilot,
shield person. You got the like gun person, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure those aren't official titles, but
yeah.
Gun person, please, on deck. Ensign Monroe, get on your duties as a gun person. Yeah. But the interesting thing about that is because it's a VR game, and I'm assuming it's online. Yeah. Potentially, me and you could play this game.
Yes.
Like you could be the captain, and I'm like the pilot.
Yeah.
And you're giving me real-time orders, you know, and we're like, our avatars are there. That's a really fun idea. I like that.
I think that's really, I think it's cool because it will literally bring, not literally, but it'll bring us together to where I could see at least your movements and what you're moving to and everything. I think that's pretty cool. But also the cooperation seems really interesting too. Yeah,
because like if you mess up, that's... Me and Timmy streamed this game, right? It's not a VR experience. It's not a simulation of any kind. But it was very fun. It was called it had a weird title. It's something like Love in Space. No, it wasn't called Love in Space. What was that called? It was like... It sounds like a... Wait.
Something no. I know what you're
about love.
It's the free game for PS4, right?
I think it was free at some point. Yeah. What was it? Something Lovers in Space? Lovers in Space Time?
Yes, I think that came with one of the other games that we had this last
month. Is it this month?
Yeah, it was April.
Yeah, because I think I already had that game. Yeah, you're right. Lovers in Space... What was it called? Anyway, that game... I'm going to look this up real quick.
Just because Lovers in Dangerous Space Time.
Lovers in Dangerous Space... Is that the name?
I think so.
That is a great name.
But like it's like you're in a sphere, right? And then
you're in a
one
spaceship.
person has to controls like moving around, and the other people have to like go around and like shoot things on like other sides or control like the shields and stuff.
No, it's more complicated than that.
Shit.
So you have like the what do you call it? The jet, engine that you can like push your ship around in. That's one thing. Each four. Top, bottom, left, and right, they're guns, and they each have their own console for those guns. And then the shield has its own console. And since there's only two of you, you're constantly running back and forth.
Oh yeah, that sounds hectic as hell.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we didn't beat it or anything. We played like a good couple hours of it though, and it was great. It was like because it gets really frustrating and complicated, right? Because you have to start blocking like missiles coming from the top while you're trying to shoot down the thing at the bottom, and you're trying to you're gonna crash into that asteroid if you keep drifting this way because it's in space and things don't just stop moving, and it gets really like wacky and hectic. It's really fun, but it's like that would be really fun to do also in like VR. I guess in Star Trek or whatever, like you're kind of locked into your position. So it's like it's not like the captain can die and I have to take over for captain's duties now. So that would be super cool though. Think about how cool that would be. Like if one of like if the shield person died. Because like I don't know. You said you never saw Star Trek, but happens a lot in Star Trek, right? this thing will happen where they'll shoot like a photon torpedo at the Enterprise or whatever,
right?
And it'll get hit, and then it'll, the cockpit will, like the inside of the what do you call it, the deck or whatever that they're on, the bridge, right? The bridge will shake, and you'll see sparks flying off everywhere. People will go because like they got hurt, like for some reason their like console like explodes. Yeah, that I never understood. Why is your console exploding if you're getting shot on the outside of the ship? That seems very dangerous. Yeah. But anyway, like that would happen and people would be out of commission, Yeah. And like different people would have to take over for them.
Right. Because it's important. Because otherwise, you guys, I think that the whole crew is going to die, right?
I think the J.J. Abrams movie, the recent Star Trek reboot movie or whatever, I think that one, like the premise of it even like is like how all of the people became who they are, like, and it's because everyone above them dies. Like, I think like Chekhov becomes like, the pilot because I don't know if he's a pilot. He's the pilot. Is Sulu the pilot? Whatever. One of them's a pilot.
Yeah.
And like, they have to take over because someone dies, and like, it's like they get promoted, and it's like that sort of stuff happens. So that'd be fun in Bridge Crew if that was a possibility.
Yeah, I think I was looking at that and I think it's really cool. The only thing is like I don't think I would want to play with like randos.
Yeah, it would be bad fun with randoms.
I think
sure.
It'd be fun to play with like friends and stuff, which obviously is hard because like
everyone has that VR.
I'm pretty sure the VR is still like 300. I'm pretty sure not a lot of our friends are gonna buy it just for this game, right? So like
one little bit of corrections I have to make. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is 1 to 4 player couch co-op. I said it was 2 players.
Yeah.
I was mistaken. It was just me and Timmy playing. That's all it was.
Yeah. Also, because I think we're going to have to close it up. We're going a little over the mark here. But I mean, this is something I wanted to talk about as soon as I found out. But we just started talking about a whole bunch of stuff, which is good. I'm glad. But the whole Overwatch or the whole Heroes of Storm thing, for the first week you get Genji skin and everything, right, and whatever, you get these motorcycles in Heroes of Storm. This week you're gonna get like a mount on Heroes of Storm, and you're gonna get Diva's skin in Overwatch.
Dope.
Third week is actually really boring, because you pretty much just get like a portrait, a spray, a banner, and a mount, an Overwatch Nexagon mount. In Heroes of Storm.
What's a Nexagon?
It's just like a flat surface that your character would ride instead of like a horse. And then Overwatch for next week is you get a Diva spray and an icon with her like holding a badge.
So you don't get 10 loot boxes.
That's 4th week. Or that's the week of
5th week?
The week of 15th. No, 4th week pretty much.
So the same week you get the Diva spray?
No, that's the week after.
Because this is the 2nd week.
Is it?
Yeah, because Genji was week 1. Diva is week 2.
Yeah.
Next week you're saying is like
it's this weird. This is sprays. Portrait. Yeah, sprays and portraits.
Yeah, and then the week after that you said was
it's gonna be loot crate. It's gonna be 10 loot boxes and 10 loot chests for Heroes of the Storm.
Gotcha. Okay. But you have to do the boring week to get that.
You have to do all these quests to get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sure.
Yeah, it's whatever.
That's fine. Before we go, let me just say, if you liked Nier Automata, the DLC just released today, probably when you're listening to this. I don't know. Yeah. I might upload this tonight. But
if I'm done editing.
Yeah. So probably tomorrow. So today you can go to the store and get it. It seems cool. Yeah. I know there's a lot of other cool stuff out that we probably missed on.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it like next week.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, love you, listeners.
Love you.
Glad to do this all the time. This is good.
Yeah. Well,
Destiny 2, Kyo, you gonna get that when that comes out?
We'll talk about that later. Let's just try this out already. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Adios.